Hello everyone, it's Monday, September 27th, and I'm John Zidar. On behalf of PB Alerts, giving you the alerts you want, but the training that you really need, this is my At the Top and Hot DD. I like to take a look at stocks that are running, whether it be for news or technicals. Recently, we have been following the current situation on the OTC market. Tomorrow is the last day. Now, I honestly do not know what's going to happen. What am I talking about? The OTC has a statute out that if companies are not current, if they're not filing their financials filings on time and are not current by tomorrow, they're being yanked off the open market and going to the gray and the expert market, which is a place you and I can't buy and sell. You can't get them online. You have to actually go on the phone and buy them, and it's not as easy as it sounds. Doesn't sound easy, does it? And that is about 25% of all the stocks on the OTC market were in jeopardy. 3,000 companies out of 12,000. That is a big deal. And these stocks have been running, those that have been filing their filings, thousands of percent in a day or 2 days. Unbelievable gains. Now, we made a huge list last week. Every day we were following stocks, and many of them were running. So we put all that list together for today. I've got that list. Let's go take a look at it now, see what it did. Wasn't the best of days. A little surprising, actually. A little surprising. And then we're going to take a look at what might happen tomorrow. Maybe even a bigger surprise. So I always use Think or Swim. It is a free trading platform you can get from TD Ameritrade. Just sign up with them, get yourself an account. It's absolutely free. You don't have to trade with them, but you'll get a link and you can download this and have it absolutely free. Folks, this will cost you something comparable to this would be hundreds of dollars a month from anywhere else, and TD will give it to you for free. It's outstanding. All right, we've got the list made up here, and I'm not going to go through every single one of them. As you can see, a big portion of them are down at the bottom, and a big portion of them were down there from the very start of the day. A bit surprising, but we did have a lot on the list that had already run from the beginning of the week. We did have things on there from Friday, so I didn't expect everything to run. Our biggest gainer pretty much stayed at the top all day, which was SRBT, which is what's showing up over here. This is the 5-minute, 5-day. She did have a jump right from the start of the day from about $1.19 to $1.82, which is about 60% gains, and it pretty much kept that all day. It bibbled a little bit through the day, but that's about where it stuck, and that was the biggest gain we had all day of about 30 stocks that were running thousands of percent. That was the biggest gain today. I'm not quite sure what is going on. This one here, TDCH, we looked at on Saturday. They had put filings in on Saturday that had not been seen on Friday. So we expected that these filings might make this bounce today, since it was the first time they had a chance to see them. And it did. We jumped here from just over 2 cents to 3.5 cents. At that jump right there, you were at about 75% gains. It settled back down here at what? Roughly 57-60%, which wasn't bad. You know, I'd be happy with 50% gains every day, honestly. So that held too. As you can see, once they hit their mark, they really didn't give it up, and they didn't add on. Sybil was the one I played today. I chose one as they were running. I got in early. As you can see right here, I got in on the first 5 minutes. We'll break that down to a minute so you can see what I did. I didn't get the best price, but when things start moving fast, you don't know if they're going to come back down or back up. You honestly don't. So sometimes it is a real trick just getting in. And since you can't get in on a market order, you have to put in a limit order. You've got to pick a price ahead of the price. If you think it's going to run, it may have shares still waiting to be bought, as we can see here. Let me turn off that bubble. You can see there was pre-market activity that was already lifting the price. So we had no clue what the price was going to open at. And in the first 60 seconds, you can see it jump. So when I see that the price was at 0.47, I know I can't put in 0.47, not even 0.48. I know it's going to probably bounce. And if I don't get ahead of it, then it's going to leave without me. Now, if you're patient, you can catch a bounce down. but we don't know what's going to happen. Some of these things are running and there is no retreat, and that's what you kind of hope for here. So I got in right about here, about this price up here at what was my price again? Let me bring that up. So I got in at 0.49, and it was at what, 0.42. So I think I put in a price of 0.5 because I didn't want to miss it. I didn't want to miss it. And what did it hit? 0.496. So it did push. It did push. And obviously I could have caught it cheaper the very next minute, and then it started to climb. And I didn't break even until about right, well, you can see there's my price, the yellow line. And it wasn't until the end of the day that I actually broke free and got out of this. Now I could have grabbed it here, but it wasn't very much. I mean, this just wasn't worth my effort. And looking at the text, it did look like she had more to give. Sure was a serious dip here, but I watched my SMAs. I was ready if things had to go, but I think she's got more to give. Cibo has been in the limelight here. Let's take a backup look on this. Let's go to 1 hour. Okay, so she has been climbing all the way since the 13th. So she's been climbing for 15 days, 14 days. So I'm confident she's probably got more to give, and it looks pretty good on the long charts for power still moving forward. So I'm going to hang with her. I am not out of her yet. She's now turned from a day trade to a swing trade. Thank you very much. Bones was one I was thinking about getting in today. She had a drop from the very start, had a bounce, but I mean, you can see she wasn't going anywhere. Most of these didn't do a whole lot. Mochi had some good climb first thing at the start of the day. That's 3 hours growth right there. Let me back that down to 5 minutes. So you can see she was climbing, and it wasn't until, well, that is almost 11 o'clock. 10 to 11 is when she hit her high and fell back. And she's pretty much right back to where she opened, folks. And that's the way a lot of these were doing. There just was not a lot of heat today. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Now the rest of these, some of them, let me see, I think DRGV, was there anything there? Now DRGV looked good. Yesterday, you can see we had that volume, we had the price, everything looked good. And she had just a small jump from 0.27 to 0.28, which isn't anything, and then fell. So what a false alarm, folks. This looked beautiful. A perfect picture, it just did not work. So there's a lot of market sentiment, and I'm not reading it right, and I'm not quite sure if anybody else is reading it right. And tomorrow being the last day for the SEC Be Current rule, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Now, I went through these down here, and nothing, TGHI was one that wasn't going current. It had news about some hoverboards and jetpacks, these transportation for pedestrians on sidewalks, not in the streets and stuff like that. This did have a jump this morning, but it went sideways for half the day and then fell. Not quite sure if this is going to pick back up. They're working with Swarm and Tulsa, 2 other companies, to work on this, but it was just the first bit of news that came out. Excitement, speculation. When we get more hard facts, I expect this to jump more. The rest, not a whole lot of excitement. This was the one that did 1,000% in one day, the other day, and she's now coming down. So our huge list did not produce what I was hoping. I'm a little sad. But that's the way it goes. There is no second guessing. All we can do is watch. What I'm thinking is that maybe tomorrow, and honestly, folks, I'm scratching my head. I don't know. Tomorrow is the absolute last day, September 28th. I don't think the SEC is going to put any extension on this. We've not read anything about that. And I don't know if they're going to disappear first thing in the morning, or they're going to disappear at the end of the day at 4 o'clock, or they're going to wait until midnight. I have no idea. But we are going to go look at stocks that have filed today and ran today and get a fresh list built around the current. If we happen to see anything out there that was running because of news, we'll look at that too, if we happen to stumble across it. And speaking of that, I did find one today that I wanted to show you that I thought was pretty interesting news. Now we're over on the OTC markets. This is a legitimate site for all the filings for OTC markets, all the information on their stocks, and a lot of news. This isn't a newscast site. It is a legitimate site for investor information. This is why it's put here, so we can count on this information to be legitimate and not hyped. So this was the news that came out today for GWSO Global Warming Solutions. They're at $4.47, not a sub-penny stock by any means, yet they are on the OTC market. They are pink limited. They are delinquent in their SEC reporting. This news came out today of a new device that they just patented. Very interesting device. The GWSO research team has developed their own mobile system for the production of hydrogen and electric energy during the movement of automobiles. Our system is more suitable for vehicular applications as it recovers metal sodium produced by means of circulating electrical current. It is also producing hydrogen or electricity in the same device during movement of the vehicle. They're telling you they've got a vehicle that doesn't need charging. It charges itself as long as it's moving. Here we go again, folks. You got a car that never needs to be plugged in. You've got an excellent product. So the patent has been approved right here, and it was approved by the U.S. Department of Energy, U.S. patent number, blah, 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 right there. So this I thought was very big news. What did they do today? Let's go take a look at the chart just so you can know how this news affected the market. So we are looking at the 5-minute, 5-day chart here. It has been slowly growing each day, nothing impressive. Started picking up some nice steady growth there. Had a jump here in the morning, some erratic growth, another jump in the morning, a long sideways motion, and a fall. And a fall at the end of the day, which is surprising. And then we tried to get a recovery right there at the end of the day. Now, you know, I always think when you have a stock start, this was steady growth. This didn't bother anybody at all. Everybody's secure. When you start getting these bounce jumps, people start seeing profit on the table that they may lose. And I feel that once this went sideways, and let's be honest, we're on the 5-minute right here. That's not a pretty chart. This price action, along with the 10 SMA and the 20 SMA, crossed right across the 200 without any hesitation. No bounce or fluctuation, just cut straight across. So, somewhere around here, everybody felt this wasn't going to continue climbing. You can see the volume was on a decline as well. MACD was on a decline, and slowly the RSI was declining until everybody decided to jump ship. Now it may have become attractive down here. That may be a good price. Let's back up and see where that falls in line with anything else. Well, there you go, folks. That's a very strong support right there. Most of the day yesterday was sitting on that. It makes sense that this is where it would want to drop to and bounce back from. Do I think it's going to continue up? Well, it's very difficult to say. As soon as they put a piece of news out that says anything about a car or a company wanting this device or somebody they're selling it to, heck yeah, this is going to run. Think about it, folks. EVs are the hot market right now, electric vehicles, but it's as new as any other market. We are fresh into this maybe a year, really, right? And it has taken off, and everybody's building chargers for your house, chargers at the gas station, chargers next to telephone poles and light poles. We get to a point to where we don't need a single charger put up anywhere. First, all those companies are out of business. And think about it. Who's going to want to buy a car that might run out of electricity between point A and point B when you can get one that never runs out, light or dark? I think they're hot products. I think they're going to blow the market away. And when you got patents, that's proven science. So if anybody's telling you it's not possible, you don't get a patent for something that doesn't work. Just saying. All right, let's jump over to the OTC market and start our research. All right, we're going to start our research by jumping up here and going to current market. We're going to see what today's hot runners were. And the way we do this is not by volume. Just because you sold a lot of shares doesn't mean a lot of interest was there. maybe by one person who bought 1 million shares, but we want, 100 people buying 1 million shares. And we're really not interested in percentage gains per se, because again, percentage gains could have just been from 1 or 2 people, and that is frustrating to get into a stock that has nobody trading it. And there's the ticket. We are looking for people trading. Now up here you can get all that other information: most active, losers, and gainers. You can get dollar volume, share volume, or you can get trades. It does not search percentage, which is down here. The gainers and the losers all by themselves already at the top of the list, so nothing moves. Now we can search this with over $1, over a nickel, or all the stocks on the entire market. We're looking at all the stocks. We don't want to miss anything right now. Now we are looking right here in this column for the most number of trades. This one here, geez, these are ridiculous numbers. You see this, folks? 89,000% gain today, one day, with only one trade. So even though that's mind-boggling, you'd love to be a part of it, you know darn well you're not getting into that. And these are ridiculous gains. And I'm not saying that they're not doable, but like this one here, okay, this is 369 trades. Now that doesn't mean 369 people per se. Many people buy in multiple times. But it does mean there's probably at least 250, 300 people, right? And that's a crowd. You want a crowded floor with a lot of traders. 10 million shares is nothing to sneeze at. Almost $250,000 thrown at the company, and oh my God, folks, 19,000% gains. 19,000 with all of this. So this isn't a shot in the dark with one trader buying a whole bunch. This is being traded. And look, it's a yield sign. So CDNO is something we have got to take a look at. All right, if I click this, it'll bring me to a summary page, and it'll give you lots of information, an overview, quotes. We can get security details here and see how many shares. Oh my God, folks, we just jumped onto a gold mine. Look at this. The float is 14 million. They have 205 million shares on the open market, and they could, if they wanted, put a total of 850 million. But out of all those shares, only 14 million are traded on the open market every single day. That's why this moves quick. It doesn't take a lot to make this rise. That's impressive. This is the sort of information you can get here. Now going back to the overview, we get the price. It's at 2 cents right now. 19,900% gains. Pink Limited, they're behind on filing, so I'm presuming they have a few filings. No news. We have a filing today, and oh, that's way back in February. So we had an annual report and a semi-annual report. They don't tell us for what years. Where's the date? Oh, for Pete's sake, normally it's at the very top of the page. All right, there we go. For the period ending 6/30/2021. So that's all you see up there. It's not like 2019 or 2020. They're not that far behind, but they do have a very small float, and they are Pink Limited, which puts them in danger. They are on the cusp of not being current, and that is the problem. So let's go take a look at this stock. I do like low float stocks a lot. All right, so we are looking at CDNO on the, let's bring that down to the 5 minute. All right, wow. Okay, this is another one of those. Look, she's had no volume. This is a whole day right there with only 2 transactions showing in the 5 minute blocks. Here's the low bubble just a day before. Now, actually, this last trade was on the 23rd. This is today, Monday. This is Thursday, so there was no trading on Friday whatsoever. But the filings came out today. The filings came out today, so it jumped from, what is that price? Oh my goodness, folks. It's kind of tough to tell, but it was at 0001. Well, there it is. Yeah, so it was at 0001, and just in the first 5 minutes of the day, it jumped up to 0018. Got all the way up to 0026 and finished at 2. 2 gave it almost 2,000 or 20,000% gains. And that's what happens when you go from 000 to a single zero. There, it is exponential. It goes 10,000%. When you drop zeros off, you're going 1,000%, 10,000%, 100,000%. So when this reaches up over 10 cents, it'll be at 100,000% gain at 10 cents. That's what buying cheap does. But I don't buy this low, folks, because these don't move fast. These down in the 000s normally take a long time to move unless something crazy like this happens. Wow. So do I think this is going to continue running? Well, no, I honestly don't. She hasn't had volume at all until this came out, and it looked to me like she wasn't all that far back. But maybe just being on the cusp of being in danger is enough to freak people out. So she looks like she's trying to come back up, but I wouldn't count on that sort of bump again. All right, so that was way up here. I'm surprised to see that many traders for that amount of gains. That is rare. All right, we got another one here at 35. Now that's been normal. I like 100 or more. But at this point in time, 150,000 shares, $27,000 again. 12,000% gains. Now, folks, we're talking in a single day. This is not over a week. This is one day. 12,000% for filings. Let's go take a look at this. Wow, does this get me excited? And I would love to catch one of these. Trinity Resources, Inc., 12,000% gains, Pink Limited, shell company. Means they aren't even making revenues. So it doesn't matter what's in the filings. It's just that they're filing. No new news. That's from 2013. All right, there you go. We had on the 25th, which was Saturday, you had a quarterly report come in and a second quarterly report, both for March and June of this year. Then you had the attorney letter come in, which validates and verifies these two. Without that attorney letter, this doesn't count for anything. Since they're not audited, they don't have a CPA who has a license to verify these. They have to get an attorney to stamp them for approval. And that happened. And this is why it jumped, just for filing. You can see they're not making any money. Holy cow, folks. Wow. Now, these filings came out on Saturday. And now we looked on Saturday. And I'm going to bet you it was skull and crossbones on Saturday. And we couldn't do anything with it, so we ignored it. Today it changed and took off immediately. Now, I do have a couple on my chart over here that are just like that, skull and crossbones, that I think are going to go current, and I would love to jump in as soon as they change. You can see up here, PTCP, no chart, because it is waiting. Half of the OTC market says it's Pink Limited. The other half still qualifies it as a caveat emptor, skull and crossbones. And they filed. They're about ready to go current. So I'm holding this, waiting. I think BMO was another one. Yes, BMO is another one that, if it changes, could be 20,000% gains. $100 becomes, oh my God, is that $20,000 or $10,000, right? Or $20,000, right? 20,000. See, those big numbers are a little boggling to the mind. TRRI, 5 minute, 5 day, they just filed. Let's see, is that today? It is. So yesterday was a low, so was the day before. And did they trade yesterday? They traded on the 24th, which was Friday, and then today. So you jump from 002 up to, now we're talking in the morning, at first bounce. Oh my God, folks. Oh no, that's just unbelievable. From 0.2 of a penny to 20 cents. To 20 cents in 5 minutes. This thing jumped. That's 10,000%, something like that. And then you go all the way up here to 40 cents, folks. My God, I'm losing track here. That could be 40,000% in one day. Whew. This is why we've been following the filings. Now, is this going to run tomorrow? Profit takers, folks, profit takers. I don't think anybody's come in here and yet taken all this money. What is the bid on this? The bid is 17 cents. So the buy is 35 cents. The bid is 17. So they're going halfway down and halfway up if you want to buy this. So it's got some huge bounces whichever way it goes. And because there is no liquidity on this, there's not steady purchases and sales going on. It just happens now and then. We don't know which way it's going to go, up or down. And I don't like that. So no, I'm not going to count on this going up. You could put it on a watch list, but I doubt we're going to see it jump to $4, which would be, you know, another 1,000%, or actually $2.80. But anything is possible. As you can see, 20,000% gains, 12,000% gains in a day with real trading, with lots of volume. Did you ever think you'd see it? Wow, and we ain't even got out of the big numbers yet. I'm trying to get down to normal numbers because these are just outrageous. Wow, 61 trades at 1.3 million, 2,800% for MBCI. How many filings do you think she had? She's verified. We've got no problems with her. Let's see. It looks like she's been dead. You can see this chart. There was nothing before Monday. Absolutely nothing. So we know this one was probably in the triple zeros. And today was her first filing, the first filing in 6 years. Nothing in 6 years. No news, no filings, just an annual report for June 30th. Now I got to tell you folks, chances are, and I'm going to go look at disclosures, if this is their first in 6 years, then it's not the only one. They've got to have them for 2016, 2017, blah, 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 you know, all the way up. But this is only for last quarter. And it went up how far? 2,800% on one filing. Unbelievable. Okay, looking at MBCI again on the 5-minute 5-day. This is virtually all today because there was no volume, as I just showed you. It was down here at 0005. Another trip. When you go from 000 to a single zero, that's 10,000% virtually. And 0005 to 5 cents would have been 10,000%. But it stopped at a penny 8 up here. It ended the day at a penny and a half roughly, which gave it 2,800%. So up here we were at, I don't know, 3,500% in one day, and that hit at noon. Ding, ding, right at lunchtime. So this was a giant jump without anything here, and the filing came out. When did that filing come out? That came out Friday, folks. Friday. And again, I'm going to bet you that this was a skull and crossbones because we have been here every day looking at these. I would have seen this. It would have been on the list. So, you know, now what am I talking about? Okay, when you come over here and we look at all these, you see these double diamonds. Those are called caveat emptor, skull and crossbones. You cannot buy them. You cannot sell them. They're off the market for the most part. If we click this, you get no information. Just absolutely nothing. They just tell you about how bad being caveat emptor is. Skull and crossbones on the expert market, and you can't buy them. We can't. Unable to contact. See? They can't even contact these people. So most of these don't count for anything. However, when you come over to the news and you're looking at filings, all of these companies right here have just filed financials. All of these yield signs are late. Look at that, 2019. So we could consider this one right now at the end of the day. Let's go see how many filings she has. Now these are ones that have not run already, most likely. Entertainment Network hasn't moved at all. 0. We are at 6 cents. Pink Limited. What do we got down here? Well, we had some movement last week. So, did they have a filing last week? 9/27. I'm going to go see if there's more filings here. Boy, they've had lots of filings. filings have been coming out all month. 9/4, 9/7, 9/17, 9/27. There's 2019 in the middle of it all with a lot of 2021s. I'm not quite sure what all that is about. Now, is she going to run tomorrow? Well, let's go take a look. And that's the hard thing to say. We know she filed, but not every company runs because they file. And you can't really tell which ones will. Let me get rid of this. All right, that is, let me see, is right. Okay, so here was our low back here at 5 cents, and it's at 6 cents right now. It hit a high of 12 cents. So it had 100% gains way back on the 21st, last week. Has been falling ever since. Now it looks like it is swooping back up on the MACD, but the RSI is so low, I wouldn't count on that at all. And there's no volume, just no volume. So to look at the technicals, no, it does not look like it's going to do anything. But they filed, and tomorrow's the last day, and I just don't know. So what are we going to do? Well, I tell you what, why don't we make a list and put this on it? Okay, I've gone ahead and made one here called Last Day. We're going to toss that in there. I don't know if any of the others should have gone in. I may go back, throw those in. Okay, let's see here. Now, stop signs you can't buy. You can sell, but you can't buy. And they're still on the open market. But these are the ones that are going to disappear tomorrow. All those skull and crossbones and all these stop signs, if they're not fixed tomorrow, and I don't know if it's in the morning or the afternoon or midnight, they're gone. So we've got BHLD here and RVTI. Now, which one looks like it's late? RVTI is going back 2020, 2021, 2019. So let's take a look at RVTI since BHLD looks like it's only current. All right, RVTI, Pink Limited, dark and defunct. Right, verified, shell risk, not making any money. Has had no gains. What sort of filings has she been putting in? She's got no news for over a year. And today I see 3 here. We got any more? Oh God, yes. Man, I gotta kick this out. How many they got? They've got a slew of them here, folks. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, covering numerous years. And it hasn't jumped? What's this company all about? I just need a little bit. Rivals developing unique heavy oil upgrading technology. This revolutionary partial upgrading process is designed to vastly improve the quality and economic value of heavy crude oil. In an EV market, I don't know how big that's going to be. All right, I'm going to go look at this now on the chart. Well, thinly traded. Yes, she is. Let me come back to 20 days. So we've got just a few days for 20. Wow. And she's at 55 cents and 60 cents. So I don't see anything happening with this one. I can't imagine a giant bump of 10,000% on a 68-cent stock. IENT, we looked at that one. All those are coming in, so we got a lot of those. Gawk. Financial statement for year ended January 31st, 2021. Let's take a look at Gawk. Let's see what she's got going on. Skull and crossbones. Okay, now, didn't it look like a... Yeah, see, over here we have got a yield sign under the new filing. So I'm thinking here's another filing. So obviously we have more than one filing going on right now. Let's see how many we got. Just the 2 for today, 20 and 2021. Both are yearly, and I'm sure these are probably just disclosures. Maybe not. You can go all the way to the bottom and see if they have it signed by a CPA. No, they're going to need one too. So they have got 2 that came out today, and they are late. Both of them are late. So let's go see what the chart says on this one. This one could be something to watch tomorrow. Now keep in mind, skull and crossbones don't have any trading. I mean, they do, but it's so little because they're off the open market. So we can't really judge the technicals. All you can see is what the price is and maybe what it's going to go to. But the fact is, you see the jumps. There's no middle ground between 0003 and 1 cent. I don't know if you can actually get into them. This one jumped from a penny to 2 pennies. So it hasn't done anything major. And I don't see, there's nothing here. There's just nothing here. And at 2 cents, I do see a lot of volume. You can see the volume kick today, but that's all it went, was 2 cents, which was 100% gain. Now, was that today? It was. I don't know why it doesn't show that. It didn't show 100% gains. It says it's, well, I guess it does. It says 98% gains. Where did I come up with 0? All right, I'm going to throw Gawk over here just because she could do something wild, but it's not one I'm counting on. My goodness. AMBS. Have we looked at that one yet? I don't think so. I see quite a lot of reports for it. Some of them are really late. Let's see what we got over here. AMBS is just at a penny. Good price. You buy it at 1 cent. It hits 2 cents. You doubled your money. Totally. Goes to 3 cents. You've tripled your money. Just that easy when you buy it a penny or 001. Verified profile transfer agent, independent directors. You can't uplist without them. So if they have them, they must have an idea of where they want to go. There has been some price action this last week. A lot of it. And it doesn't look like much happened today. Let's see what we got going on here. Any news? Not for a year. 2727. Lots of filings I see here. All right, so you had a bunch come in at the last day of last month. The attorney letter, probably to cover all of that. Here we go again. 3 reports, all current. 12/31, 6/30, 6/30, and the attorney letter. And it only went up 8% today. This could be something. I'm interested to see how it responded, but then, for all I know, this was a skull and crossbones 2 days ago. Okay, so looking at AMBS on the standard 5-day, 5-minute, not a lot of trading today. That's all today was. It's been going sideways all week. And have these filings been making any difference over the last month? That is 30 days right there. Not really. Not really. It seems the biggest change was when it hit this low bubble. That's when it started to grow. Doesn't look like the filings made a lot of difference. This was on the 7th, which was one of the days that they filed. So that might have a little bit of play, but it doesn't look like it's running. But I'm going to go ahead and throw that over there. I'm not excited by it, but she is in the realm of going current. There's quite a lot here, folks. You can see I'm not going through them all because a lot of them just may be filing currents. Who's filed a lot of them here? NDTP. Let's check out this one. I see they've got more than one filing. Okay, and while we're looking at it, let me refresh this so we have the purest numbers up there. All right. This is how the market finished today for the OTC market. We did about 2 billion. Again, we're just average 2 to 2.1 billion is what we do virtually every day, regardless of the other numbers. Share count is 27 billion. A slow day is 30. Not excited. Trades, we've been averaging out lately at about 470,000 trades every day. And it's not enough to get this market out of its slump. Okay, here we go. Skull and crossbones, folks. It tells us over here that it is not a skull and crossbones. It says it's a yield sign. So this isn't going to have any trading activity on it that you can count on. But let's go take a look at it nonetheless. All right, folks, as I told you, NDTP, because it's been a skull and crossbones, has got very little trading activity. It is buyable and sellable to certain buyers in the expert market, but not to me and you. You come down to the 5-minute, look, there's just been no information, so it doesn't even come up for a 5-minute. Let's go back to 6 months. All right, she has had some trading going on, most of it pre-market, aftermarket, to be honest. and she's at a low right now, and I really can't tell you what that low is. It says 0, so it could be at a triple right now. It is 0001. It is the absolute floor, folks. You can't get it any cheaper than that. But I'll tell you what, when it hits 001, you've made 1,000%. When it hits a penny, you've made 10,000%. And when it hits 10 cents, you will have made 100,000%. Now, look up here. When was this? This was, oh my God, this was back in May, April. It was at $6.45. Folks, I can't even tell you. From 0007 to that, I don't know. That could be in the millions. That could be in the millions of percent. I really think so. 6 million % gains. So, do I think this is going to bounce? Well, I don't think you're going to get into it if it is, so I think it's just a waste of time to look at it. All right, folks, I'm going to just jump back at a few more over here. I'm not enjoying these. There's a lot there to look at, and most of them are a waste of time, but they're there. So please, just keep looking at yield signs in the filing section and see if you can find some to put on a list. I'm going to check back over here for the end of the day, see what we had going. There was some huge runners we were looking at, but I'd like to look at something a little more normal. Oh, those are over $1. I thought they kind of looked small. Small. 50% I'm calling small now. I'm getting spoiled. Okay, what do we got here? 13, 16, 342. I saw this one today. I do believe this is a cannabis company. 342 trades, 11 million shares, $66,000 with 427% gains, but I saw it at 450. I do believe this is Smart Cannabis. Yes, it is. Smart Cannabis Core did 427% gains today. Finished the day at 0058. Pink Limited, verified profile just this month, had everything taken care of. You can see by that chart. I'll bet you there was a filing on this day and nothing. And then here, let's go see. What day was that? That was the 23rd. Okay, we've got no news since 2020. Let's see here. We've got some filings. 924. And we saw a jump on the 23rd. 924, 924, 924. So these were all on Friday for 2019, 2020, and 2021. God, you see what I mean, folks? Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, I've got to go look at the chart. We got to look at this chart. We got to see if this is going to run tomorrow. Now, you know, when you see a 450% gain, you really don't think it's going to run tomorrow. However, we have seen stocks that have just kept running. Ridiculously so. You wouldn't think they would because, well, all you see is a filing. Nothing more. But when you are saving your ass from being kicked off the market, it means everything. So let's go see what that chart looks like. All right, that is a 6-month 4-hour. Not very appealing. Looks like a lot of OTC stocks. Lots of money thrown at it when we got lots of free money in our stimulus package. And then it just fell. Now, what was it before that? All right, you can see here is about where she's at again. She is really low. She hit a low. Look, folks, all the way back to here. Right now, I'm on a full year, and we hit a low bubble after a full year. That's incredible to me. I am surprised and almost disgusted. Wow. All right, I want to zoom in on this. So that was on the 10th. She's had a little bit of bouncing, trying to get some action going, and then had all of her filings. All of these filings came in, and from the 23rd, which was a day before the filings, which seems a little fishy to me. Seems a little fishy. I want to see if this is pre-market, aftermarket. So we're going to come down to 10, I think I'm going to have to go 10 days. Let's see what we got here. No, that was not pre-market, aftermarket, and this is the 27th, and this was the first jump, the 23rd. And the filings didn't come out until the 24th. So I'm a little wondering about that. This big jump, wow, come on. This jump was from, I can't even see that. There it is. From 0007, that day it hit 003. So you're talking 800% gains, 700% gains, something like that. Yeah. Before the filings came out. And then the day the filings came out, it did jack. It fell. And then today, it took a wallop of a jump again. And it started the day at a penny, and it went, 001, and it went to 0067. You're talking 670% gains at its high, and that was in the first 30 minutes of the day. Let's break that down into 5 minutes. Now, could we see that yesterday? No way. There was nothing to be seen. We could not predict it. The filings are the only thing. And all I can say is you got to catch those filings, which is what I'm trying to do with you right now. But there's a lot of them, folks. There's a ton of filings, so you need to be into those yield signs. You need to be checking them, putting them on a list like I'm doing, and just let those yield signs, maybe even the skull and crossbones, because we got 1 day left. This was incredible. Incredible bounce for 1 day. 670% gains on its high. And I was going down to the 5 minutes. Most of that came on the first 5 minutes. You had that's 400% in the first 5 minutes. Let's look at it in 1 minute. I like to think about it for a minute. You know, you don't want to jump in the very, very first minute most of the time. And you can see it opened up. It did drop. It dropped all the way to 0001. Holy cow, folks, you could have bought it on the basement. Absolutely. Wow. It was at 001 and it went down 1,000%. This went down 1,000% at the bell. Bing! It fell 1,000% and then jumped, what do we got there? Jumped 260%. So you're talking a 1,260% move in 1 minute. 1,000% down, all the way back up, plus another 260%. Power! Boom! And it wasn't done. It just kept going. Some small, some large, but it went all the way up here and kept virtually all of its gains. Ended at 5.8. Is this going to jump tomorrow? Goodness gracious, folks. I'm going to put it on the list because that is a big gain. It is cannabis. This has nothing to do with cannabis laws or anything happening in the country. It's just about filings. So I would keep an eye on this one. Whoa, that's exciting. Exciting. This, 1,000% drop. I have never seen 1,000% drop. I've not seen that. In 1 minute? Holy cow. BTGN. Now, look at that. Skull and crossbones. You and I can't buy it. Nobody on the open market can buy it. And still, it went up 367%. But how? 3 people. 3 buys. And they probably knew something, right? They paid a lot of extra money to get those. EQLB. 183 trades. 23 million shares. That's a good thing to see. 82,280% today. I'm interested. EQ Labs, 280%. Pink, limited, verified, transfer agent, all looks kosher. Big jump today. Little stair stepping up. Let's see what we had. No news for a couple years. To 26th. Sunday, folks. These came out Sunday. Nobody saw them until today. Anything else come out? No. So all these came out Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the attorney letter. That was 2020's current and validate them. Boom. Very, very nice. Let's go see what this chart looks like. All right, EQLB. For some reason, I'm getting a huge aftermarket. I thought my time axis was screwed up, but it's not. It just wants to give that to me. You can see we were at a very low on 9:20. What's that, Monday? We were at 0006. Today it hit, and it did climb. It had a small dip back down to its price, but it's been climbing for the last week very slowly. And then today it had its big bounce, reached a high of 0043, which would give you something like 800% gains from the low bubble. So another one, and this looks like it wants to continue actually. Now I agree, it's going sideways. It doesn't show anything strong there. It did just cross the 20, did get a crossover down here, and it is up over 60. So this would belong on our list since we are looking for strange, peculiar jumps. This could be one of them. All right, folks, let's just look at a couple more and then we're going to call it a night. All right, scrolling down, DLPX 170 definitely should be looked at. Over 1 million shares, $90,000, 240% gains today. She is limited, verified profile at 8.5 cents. Took a jump today and then fell, it looks like. So what do we got here? On the 24th, they started bringing out some filings. And that's it. That's all they've done. For 2020 and 2021 to get current, couple quarters, attorney letter. All right, the attorney letter is only for this one right here. They do not have, oh, okay, there it is, the attorney letter for that one there. Okay, so they're both in. I don't see anything else necessary for this company, so they may have just had their shot right there. Okay, DLPX, again with this, what's up? You know, this looks an awfully lot like that last chart we looked at. Really low back here, and I mean it's, okay, we're at about 2 cents. 2 cents here, and that's where it came back down to, 2 cents. And what date is that back there? That's Monday. So, you know, it is the 5-day chart, so we're only 5 days back. Let's take a look at a month just to see where she's been going. She's not had a lot going on here, folks. Wow. How about 6 months? Okay, this had a huge jump back in July 9th. It went from 2 cents right where it's at now, and I mean virtually right where it's at now, well, where it was at, up to 36 cents. Wow, that's about 1,700% gains. So she came really down and has pretty much settled again, and not knowing what caused this. I know this was February, it's a stimulus month. This is bigger than the stimulus month. They obviously had some very good news happen here, got everybody excited. The news calmed down, hasn't been any news for a while. Something happened here, don't know what. A little DD might tell you what happened in August 11th. And now again, is she going to go for a big one? I don't know. She doesn't look to have the volume, but let's take a look. I can't say that it's actually going to run or jump, but I'm going to put her on the list. Can't hurt to put her on the list, and that is why we're here. All right, folks, last one we'll go take a look at. Hoping for a goodie. Let's see here. We're getting down into reasonable gains, though I'm not sure anybody wants reasonable gains. I think you all like those big 1,000 and 10,000% gains. Tell me you do, don't you? But you'd like them better if you actually caught them. But you see what I'm doing, folks. There's a lot of information here. You can continue doing what I'm doing. Digi had 145,000 trades. 145 trades, 2.4 million shares, and 127% gains, which is not bad at all. Let's see what she looks like. Verified, transfer agent, all looks kosher there. Nothing different, nothing major. No news for a couple months. And she had filings on Saturday. Is that Saturday? No, Sunday. Here we go, folks. See, you got to remember, in the OTC market, people file on the weekends, especially when they're in a hurry. So this company filed on Sunday. Nobody got a chance to look at it until today. Goes to show you, it helps and is worth your while to do some DD Sunday night on the disclosure page on the OTCmarkets.com site. You never know what you may find. Just put it in the watch list. So what do we got here? We got a ton of them. Wow, still going back. All right, starting right here on the 24th, 2019, 2020, 2021. Let me see if these are disclosures, if they're going to need, yeah, these are all disclosures. So they're going to need an attorney letter. I don't believe we saw one of those there. No, not for any of them, ever. I don't understand that. So let's go see what they've got a lot going on here. When did they start coming in? The 24th. So let us see. They did 127% today on filings. I wonder if they did a big bounce on the 24th. Another repeat. I swear we're looking at the same bloody charts. There is no trading going on, folks. You can see now, maybe these were skull and crossbones. Maybe they didn't have anything and they just changed, and that's why they're running. So keep that in mind. The yield signs you find that have filed, but when you go and look at information and see a skull and crossbones, the system may just be lagging behind. You may want to put those in a watch list, because those are those out of this world 1,000, 10,000, 30,000% gains, which you'll probably never ever again see in your life. So if you've got to do something a little peculiar right now, if you got to grab stuff you never thought you'd grab it. We got one day left, and I have no idea what tomorrow is going to be. Trick or treat, folks. That's all I know. So again, we were down here at 008 on our low. This was the low hit on Tuesday, just last week. And when she bounced, she had pre-market to show some signs that she was coming to life. You could see that. And she hit 2 cents, which gives you, I don't know, maybe about 40% gains right there. And not much more for the rest of the day. She actually fell and gave most of it away. And is this today? Yeah. So there was 24th, 25th. That's right. So that's Friday, Monday, and today she took some more gains, 127%. She hit a high of 5 and kept 4.5. So she did really good today. I don't see any extra momentum left over to run, but you never know. So we're going to put that in there, and we are going to call that, as far as we go, together tonight. I wish I could go through all of it. I really do. You know, when I do my DD personally by myself, I can literally be here for 4 or 5 hours just scrolling through every single one that might be worth something and creating a huge list. And out of that huge list, just seeing what bangs the next morning. Of course, watching pre-market is important, but with OTC market stocks, there's very little pre-market activity. However, here is a clue. For some reason, those skull and crossbones are sold during pre-market aftermarket more often than they are the open market. So if you see a skull and crossbones move in pre-market, by golly, I'd be getting ready to jump on that. And keep this in mind, folks. You cannot buy any stock on the OTC market on a market order. You cannot just say grab a price as it's moving, which would be lovely. We would love to catch a big surge and just, throw a hook out there and grab the beast and run with it. We actually have to put a saddle on it. We got to come up with the limit price. So if you see the price at 1, you might have to go 1.5. Get ahead of it and let the price come to you. You can't catch the price. You got to let the price catch you. In saying that, though, you can get out on a market order. You can, if it starts to fall very quickly, just hit that market button and it'll snag that animal and you can get out. Not a guarantee. Not 100% foolproof. If the market is too volatile and falling too fast, you will get missed. It happens, and that's a bummer. I know. Well, folks, I hope I've shared some good information with you. Remember, there's more there than I shared, so jump into it. As far as I'm concerned, the more you know, the more you grow. See you, folks.